Good morning, evening, everyone. Let me start with a truth we often forget. Big transformations aren't born from dramatic leaps, but from the small, steady steps we take every single day. Change is a gradual process built on the foundation of small, intentional actions that accumulate over time. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the idea of transformation, imagining it as a monumental leap that demands perfection and immediate results. But real change doesn't work that way. Instead, it's a mosaic made up of seemingly insignificant choices that, when repeated consistently, shape the trajectory of your life. Every day, you make hundreds of decisions, most of them so small they slip under your radar. What time you wake up, whether you drink water or soda, whether you scroll through your phone or take a moment to breathe deeply. On their own, these decisions might seem inconsequential, but they are the building blocks of your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your future. Consider this: if you improve by just 1% every day, those tiny gains compound. Over weeks and months, the progress becomes undeniable. On the flip side, consistently making choices that undermine your goals can lead to a slow but steady decline. This is why small choices matter. They are never truly neutral. They either move you closer to the person you want to become or further away from that vision. The beauty of small choices is that they are manageable. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to start creating change. You just need to decide in this moment what aligns with the life you want to lead. Maybe it's opting for a 10-minute walk instead of another episode of your favorite show. Perhaps it's taking the time to write down 3 things you're grateful for instead of ruminating on what went wrong. These choices might not feel transformative in the moment, but their power lies in repetition. There's another advantage to focusing on small choices. They build momentum. Success, no matter how small, breeds confidence. When you see yourself making consistent, positive choices, you start to trust in your ability to grow and adapt. That belief in yourself is a catalyst for even greater change. The key is intention. Small choices only lead to big changes when they are made consciously. It's not about perfection or never slipping up. It's about bringing awareness to your decisions and choosing as often as possible what serves your long-term goals. So if change feels daunting, start small. Decide right now on one tiny thing you can do differently. Drink a glass of water, take a deep breath, send a kind message to someone you care about. It might not seem like much, but these small choices hold incredible power. They are the quiet architects of a life transformed. Consistency is the quiet hero of transformation. It doesn't demand grand gestures or flawless execution. It simply asks you to show up again and again, even when things feel far from perfect. This can be hard to embrace in a world that celebrates perfection, where success often seems tied to extraordinary achievements or spotless efforts. But the truth is, progress doesn't come from doing things perfectly. It comes from doing them consistently. Think about it. Perfection is an all or nothing game, and it's often paralyzing. If you're waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect motivation, or the perfect outcome, you'll find yourself stuck. You might delay starting that project, skip a workout because you only have 15 minutes instead of an hour, or avoid trying something new because you're afraid to fail. Perfection whispers that if it can't be done flawlessly, it's not worth doing at all. But this mindset keeps you on the sidelines of your own growth. Consistency, on the other hand, is about embracing imperfection. It's about showing up even when you're tired, even when the work feels sloppy, even when you doubt whether it's making a difference. It's doing the workout, even if it's just a stretch. It's writing the paragraph, even if it's not your best. It's making the effort, however small, because you know that progress is built over time, not in a single moment of brilliance. The beauty of consistency lies in its cumulative power. One imperfect action might not seem significant, but repeated over days, weeks, and months, those small efforts add up. They create habits, build skills, and strengthen resilience. You begin to see the results not because every step was flawless, but because you kept stepping forward. Consistency also teaches you something profound. You don't have to feel ready to start. Motivation may waver. Inspiration may fade, but the decision to take even a small step can be made regardless of how you feel. Over time, this practice of showing up reinforces a sense of trust in yourself. You prove through action that you're capable of continuing, even when it's messy, even when it's hard. Progress beats perfection because progress moves you forward. It allows you to learn, adapt, and grow in ways that perfection never will. So let go of the need to get it right every time. Focus instead on getting started, staying committed, and showing up imperfectly but consistently for the life you want to create. The way you begin your morning holds more power than you might realize. It's not just the first few minutes of your day, it's the foundation upon which everything else is built. When you approach your mornings with intention, you create a ripple effect that influences your energy, focus, and mindset for the rest of the day. Even small rituals practiced consistently can lead to transformative shifts in how you live and what you achieve. Mornings are unique because they offer a rare opportunity, a clean slate. Before the demands of work, family, and endless notifications flood in, you have a window of time that belongs solely to you. What you do with that time can either anchor you in clarity and purpose or leave you feeling rushed and reactive. By choosing to start your day with intention, you set the tone for how you'll navigate everything that comes your way. The beauty of morning rituals lies in their simplicity. You don't need to overhaul your routine or wake up hours earlier to make a difference. Small, consistent actions are enough to create big shifts over time. It could be something as simple as taking a few deep breaths before getting out of bed, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or spending 5 minutes stretching. These practices ground you in the present and remind you of what matters most. Starting your day with intention also builds momentum. When you take control of your mornings, you send yourself a powerful message. You are in charge of your time, your energy, and your focus. This sense of agency spills over into the rest of your day, helping you approach challenges with greater confidence and clarity. Instead of reacting to what the world throws at you, you move with purpose toward your goals. But let's be clear, this isn't about perfection. There will be mornings when the alarm feels too early, the coffee spills, or the routine doesn't go as planned. That's okay. The goal isn't to create a rigid checklist, but to build a sense of rhythm that supports you, even in chaos. It's about finding rituals that feel meaningful to you and returning to them again and again with compassion for yourself. Owning your mornings isn't just about productivity, it's about aligning your actions with the life you want to create. By carving out even a few moments of intentional time each morning, you set the stage for a day and a life rooted in purpose, presence, and possibility. The 1% rule is a simple yet transformative approach to growth. Focus on getting just 1% better each day. At first glance, 1% might seem insignificant, like a drop in the ocean. But over time, those small, incremental improvements compound into extraordinary results. This principle isn't about overnight success or dramatic leaps. It's about steady, deliberate progress that builds momentum and transforms your life. When we think of change, we often imagine massive efforts or complete overhauls. But aiming for such big changes all at once can be overwhelming and unsustainable. The beauty of the 1% rule is that it shifts the focus to manageable, consistent steps. Instead of feeling paralyzed by the enormity of a goal, you take small, meaningful actions that bring you closer to it every day. Think of it like planting seeds. Each day, you nurture those seeds with small actions, reading a page of a book, drinking 1 extra glass of water, practicing 5 minutes of mindfulness. On their own, these actions might not seem transformative. But just as a seed doesn't become a tree overnight, these small efforts grow into something remarkable with time and care. The compounding effect of the 1% rule is what makes it so powerful. A 1% improvement every day doesn't just add up, it multiplies. Imagine improving by 1% each day for a year. Mathematically, this compounds to make you nearly 38 times better by the year's end. The opposite is also true. Neglecting small actions or allowing bad habits to accumulate can lead to significant decline. This is why even the smallest positive change matters. The 1% rule also encourages patience and resilience. In a culture that prizes quick fixes and instant results, it reminds us that meaningful change takes time. It's not about seeing dramatic progress every day. It's about trusting the process and staying consistent, even when the results aren't immediately visible. This principle applies to every area of life. Whether you're building healthier habits, improving a skill, or working on personal growth, focusing on small, consistent improvements will get you further than chasing perfection or waiting for the right time. The 1% rule is forgiving, adaptable, and sustainable, an approach that grows with you as you grow. So don't underestimate the power of small steps. Decide on one thing you can improve by 1% today. It might not feel significant in the moment, but over time, those small gains will lead to extraordinary outcomes, proving that even the tiniest efforts can make a world of difference. Protecting your energy is one of the most vital yet often overlooked aspects of living a fulfilling life. Your energy is finite. It's the fuel that powers your actions, decisions, and connections. When it's depleted, everything else suffers: your focus, relationships, creativity, and even your sense of joy. That's why creating and maintaining boundaries is not just an act of self-preservation, it's an act of self-respect and empowerment. Boundaries are the invisible lines that separate what is acceptable in your life from what isn't. They help you protect your time, energy, and mental well-being. Saying no to things that drain you isn't selfish, it's necessary. If you say yes to every request, demand, or distraction, you'll find yourself running on empty, unable to show up fully for the things and people that truly matter. It's not always easy to set boundaries, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser or if you fear disappointing others. But remember, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, you're saying no to something that does. Protecting your energy means being intentional about where you direct it, ensuring that your efforts are spent on what fuels you, not what depletes you. This isn't just about avoiding negativity, it's also about actively choosing positivity. Surround yourself with people, environments, and activities that uplift and energize you. Maybe it's spending time with friends who inspire you, pursuing hobbies that bring you joy, or simply carving out moments of stillness to recharge. When you prioritize what fuels you, you're better equipped to handle challenges and give your best to the world. Protecting your energy also involves recognizing the subtle ways it gets drained. It might not always be the big, obvious things. Sometimes it's the constant notifications, overcommitting your schedule, or engaging in unnecessary drama. Being mindful of these energy leaks allows you to address them before they take a toll. Setting boundaries takes courage and practice, but the rewards are profound. You'll find yourself with more clarity, peace, and focus. You'll start to feel a sense of alignment between your values and how you spend your time. Most importantly, you'll learn that protecting your energy isn't about shutting people or opportunities out, it's about letting the right ones in. At the end of the day, your energy is your most precious resource. Treat it like the treasure it is. Say no when you need to say yes when it matters, and watch how your life transforms when you take control of where your energy flows. Habit stacking is a powerful technique that takes advantage of the routines you already have in place. Instead of trying to build new habits from scratch, you pair a new habit with something you're already doing consistently. This simple strategy creates a natural connection in your brain between the two actions, making it easier for the new habit to stick. Think of it this way: your brain thrives on routines. Every time you do something consistently, your brain creates neural pathways that make it easier to repeat that behavior. This is why the first time you do something can feel awkward or difficult, but over time it becomes second nature. By linking a new habit to an existing one, you leverage the power of these established neural pathways, making it simpler to incorporate new behaviors into your life. For example, let's say you already have a habit of brushing your teeth every morning. That's a non-negotiable part of your routine, right? Now, let's say you want to add a habit of doing a few stretches each morning. Instead of trying to create an entirely new routine from scratch, you can stack this new habit on top of brushing your teeth. Simply commit to doing a quick set of stretches immediately after brushing your teeth. Because brushing your teeth is already ingrained in your daily routine, your brain will start associating it with the new behavior, making it easier for you to remember and follow through. The beauty of habit stacking is that it removes the friction that often comes with trying to build a new habit. Rather than needing to find time in your day or motivation to do something new, you're working within the structure of your existing schedule. This makes the process feel more manageable and less overwhelming. Another benefit of habit stacking is that it builds consistency. By pairing the new habit with something you already do, you make it easier to follow through each day. Even on days when you're feeling less motivated or have less energy, the routine ensures that the new habit still gets done. Over time, this repetition strengthens the neural connection and makes the habit more automatic. The key to successful habit stacking is to start small. Choose a new habit that is easy to add to your existing routine and doesn't feel like a huge burden. As you build momentum, you can gradually increase the complexity or frequency of your new habits. The more you stack, the more you'll find that building new habits becomes a natural part of your life. Ultimately, habit stacking is a way to make growth feel effortless. By connecting new habits to the ones you already do, you create a simple, sustainable path to personal development, one small step at a time. Celebrating tiny wins is one of the most effective ways to foster lasting change. In a world that often focuses on big milestones and grand achievements, it's easy to overlook the small victories that occur every day. But these small wins are the foundation of long-term transformation. They provide the motivation, confidence, and momentum necessary to keep moving forward, especially when the road ahead seems long or difficult. When we're focused on the big picture, it's easy to become discouraged by how far we still have to go. You may set ambitious goals for yourself, whether it's getting fit, writing a book, or building a business, and at times the sheer magnitude of the task can feel overwhelming. But the truth is, transformation doesn't happen in one giant leap. It's the result of many small steps taken consistently. By celebrating these small steps, you create a positive feedback loop that reinforces your desire to continue, even when progress feels slow. The act of celebrating tiny wins is not just about acknowledging a job well done. It's about shifting your focus from what you haven't accomplished to what you have. For instance, if your goal is to get healthier, rather than waiting until you've lost a certain amount of weight or completed a fitness program, celebrate the fact that you worked out today, that you chose a healthy meal, or that you took the stairs instead of the elevator. These small moments of success, when recognized, can help build your self-esteem and make you more likely to repeat the behavior in the future. Celebrating small wins also serves to reinforce the behaviors that lead to success. The brain loves rewards, and by acknowledging your progress, you create a sense of satisfaction that reinforces the habit. Each time you celebrate a small win, you are essentially telling your brain, "This is good. Keep doing this." Over time, the habit becomes more ingrained, and you move closer to your long-term goal without even realizing it. It's also important to celebrate the effort, not just the outcome. The process of working toward a goal, with all its ups and downs, is just as significant as the result. When you celebrate the effort, whether it's pushing through a tough workout, staying consistent with your writing, or simply showing up each day, you reinforce the idea that your dedication is valuable. No matter where you are on the journey, growth happens in places where you feel uneasy, uncertain, or challenged. It's in the discomfort, the moments when you push past what feels familiar, that true transformation takes root. So often we try to avoid discomfort, thinking it's something to be feared or avoided at all costs. But the truth is, discomfort is the very thing that signals you're stretching, expanding, and evolving. It's a sign that you're moving towards something greater than where you currently stand. When we're comfortable, we're often stagnant. We're in a routine that's predictable and safe, but it's in the unfamiliar, the unknown, where change takes place. The magic doesn't happen when you're simply repeating what you've already mastered. It happens when you step into new challenges, when you face the fear of failure or the discomfort of trying something for the first time. It's these moments of discomfort that push you to think differently, adapt, and grow. Imagine the first time you tried something new. Maybe it was public speaking, learning a new skill, or stepping into a leadership role. At first, it was uncomfortable. The fear of messing up, of not knowing what to do, or of looking foolish was all too real. But the more you stuck with it, the more you learned, and eventually that discomfort began to fade. In fact, with practice and perseverance, you began to thrive in situations that once felt intimidating. This is the power of embracing discomfort. It's a temporary state that leads to long-term growth. Getting comfortable with discomfort doesn't mean seeking out pain or hardship, but rather learning to sit with it and continue moving forward despite it. It's about shifting your mindset and recognizing that discomfort isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced as part of the growth process. Instead of shrinking back in fear, you learn to step into the discomfort, knowing that each step forward is a step closer to the person you want to become. It's also important to remember that growth is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, moments of frustration, and times when discomfort feels overwhelming. But it's in those moments that you find your resilience, your ability to adapt, and your capacity to persevere. Discomfort teaches you not to give up, but to lean in, trust the process, and keep moving forward. The more you embrace discomfort, the more it becomes a familiar companion on your journey of growth. You begin to trust that on the other side of discomfort lies something better, new skills, new perspectives, and a stronger sense of who you are. So, rather than avoiding the uncomfortable, make it a part of your daily life. Seek out those moments where you feel challenged, knowing that they are the very spaces where growth happens. Gratitude is a powerful tool, one that has the ability to shift your entire perspective on life. It goes beyond just feeling thankful for the big moments. It's about training your brain to notice the good, even in the most challenging times. Practicing gratitude isn't just a nice gesture. It's a transformative force that rewires your brain and changes the way you engage with the world. At its core, gratitude is about shifting your focus from scarcity to abundance. In a society that often emphasizes what's missing, what's wrong, or what we haven't achieved yet, it's easy to fall into a mindset of lack. We get caught up in the things we don't have or the things that aren't going well, and before we know it, our mental landscape is filled with negativity. But gratitude interrupts this cycle. It forces us to look at what we do have, to acknowledge the blessings that are already present in our lives. When we focus on gratitude, we begin to train our brains to seek out positive experiences. Our minds are naturally wired to scan for threats or challenges. This is part of our survival instinct. But by consciously choosing to focus on the good, we start to rewire those neural pathways. Research has shown that practicing gratitude regularly can actually change the structure of your brain, strengthening areas associated with happiness and well-being. In essence, the more you practice gratitude, the more you naturally begin to notice and appreciate the good around you. Gratitude also plays a critical role in how we perceive our challenges. Life is full of ups and downs, but when we approach difficulties with a sense of gratitude, we begin to see them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Instead of fixating on what's going wrong, gratitude helps us focus on what we can learn, how we can adapt, and how we can grow through adversity. It doesn't diminish the reality of difficult situations, but it adds a layer of perspective that makes those situations more bearable and even meaningful. This shift from scarcity to abundance is liberating. It frees us from the constant pursuit of more, of always needing something else to feel fulfilled. When we live with gratitude, we realize that we already have everything we need to create a fulfilling life. It doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or the things we desire, but it means finding peace and contentment in the present moment in what we already have. When it comes to personal growth and change, one size doesn't fit all. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. The key to lasting transformation lies in aligning your habits with your unique goals and values, rather than following a prescribed routine or adopting habits just because they're popular. The real power comes from creating a system that's personal, authentic, and deeply connected to who you are and what you want to achieve. We're all individuals, shaped by our experiences, desires, and circumstances. What motivates one person might not resonate with another, and the habits that work for someone in one stage of life might not be effective for you in your own journey. That's why it's crucial to approach habit building with the understanding that what you need is different from what someone else might need. The goal isn't to blindly follow a trend, but to develop habits that support the person you are and the life you want to create. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you, your goals, your values, your passions. Do you want to get healthier? Is building a career a priority? Are you focused on deepening relationships or cultivating mindfulness? Whatever your aspirations are, your habits should align with them. If your goal is to build a successful career, perhaps your habits will revolve around focused work and time management. If living a healthier life is your priority, your habits may include regular exercise or mindful eating. The point is that your habits should serve you. They should reflect who you are and what you want to accomplish. For example, if you value creativity, your habits might include daily journaling, sketching, or dedicating time to explore new ideas. If family is a core value, your habits may center around spending quality time together, showing up for your loved ones in meaningful ways. If personal development is your focus, your habits could involve reading, learning new skills, or practicing self-reflection. Aligning your habits with your values makes them easier to commit to because they feel natural, not forced. When you're pursuing something that's meaningful to you, the process becomes more rewarding. The more personalized your habits are, the more likely they are to stick. Instead of following a generic plan, you're creating something that feels authentic and tailored to your own needs, which gives you the energy and motivation to continue. Remember, building habits is a personal journey. Take the time to experiment with different routines and approaches, paying attention to how they make you feel and how they support your unique goals. As you align your habits with your values, you'll find that your path to growth becomes not just sustainable, but deeply fulfilling. In conclusion, the journey of personal growth is not about perfection, but about embracing the small, consistent steps that lead to lasting change. It's about showing up each day, even when it's messy, and celebrating the tiny victories that accumulate over time. It's about stepping outside your comfort zone, trusting that discomfort is where growth happens, and making the choice to protect your energy by aligning with what fuels you. As you build habits that reflect your unique values and goals, remember that it's not the grand gestures that make the difference, it's the little things you do consistently that shape your future. With patience, persistence, and a commitment to growth, you have the power to transform your life, one small step at a time. So here's my challenge to you: pick one habit, just one. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, because the life you want, it's built in the moments you choose to show up. Let's make 2025 the year we rewrite our stories one habit at a time. Thank you.